bit downwards.
Hi, thanks for having me. Like you said, the market actually closed a bit lower today from yesterday's highs, closing at 0.11% down at 25,384 points. On the gainers side, gainers and losers almost match. Gainers with 31 gainers, 38 losers, the rest remaining flat. On both sides, you have some of the blue chips actually standing strong on the gainer side, including Dangote, Sugar on the back of the dividend announcement, and also on the loser side, you still have a couple of blue chips firm also staying on the loser side. You have a couple of banks, about 9 to 10 banks actually among the top losers for the day. So I think on a fairly balanced note, profit takers are just standing cautiously by the side, as well as the investors looking at good buys, also watching the market.
Right now, Nwabueze, I mean, this is a good day for you as a forex expert. The Naira gaining ground, the highest trading level in a matter of 3 months. What's prompted that?
Well, I mean, we would say that liquidity has been a soft issue in the market for a while now, and we've all seen it like pouring into the market suddenly. Interesting to note, the Naira actually pushing almost 1 naira 50 kobo gains from the close of last week into today's auction, gaining massively at the interbank window and also some slight appreciation at the CBN window. I think this would continue as inflows come into the market. The Naira would obviously continue to see some upside on it. Would continue to test some new lows and see how far it can go. But interesting to note is that on the light of this demand, inflows that has come in, the demand at the central bank window has been fairly stable, a little bit over what the central bank has been offering. So it puts pressure. It tells me that in a little while, as this inflows liquidity dries up, any attempt for liquidity to be perceived to have dried up would actually push the rate on the downward side.
All right, now obviously today we've seen energy companies selling as much as 192 million on the interbank, as you're mentioning, the CBN also. What else is going to influence the strength of the Naira? The growth outlook for Nigeria is that the economy could grow 7% this year and then consistently upwards of 7% in the coming years. Is that an overly optimistic outlook?
Well, I wouldn't say it's an over optimistic outlook. I would say the various indices that are used to put out such statistics, such growth, are actually have actually been looked at. On the oil side, I think it's generally been argued that there's been a little increase in the oil production. I think oil prices has moved up a bit, so tends to the fact that some stability on the earnings might be returning, and given that back, also would expect some optimistic view on the economy will come into play. Outside of that, the market also looking at what the trend of the foreign direct investors will come into the market. We think that with the AMC on ground, with a bit more clarity on the operation and the modalities of how the AMC will work in freeing up the balance sheet for more credit lines, that would actually give a clearer picture, and that would actually pose as a good influence for the capital flows to come in, and as a result we see some currency gains coming into the market also.